Welcome to the CommanderSmiths.
We are the CommanderSmiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Lowry Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
This is episode 371, and I do have to say, we forgot something last week.
And we're not going to fix it.
No, we're not going to fix it. So maybe no one caught it. I mean, or no one cares.
Yeah, I mean, nobody said anything, so obviously the bots are listening. But yeah, the Marduk deck, we have a full upgrade. If you want to go check that out on Moxfield, that is there under the budget deck upgrades. We completely missed it at the end of the show. So,
hey, what's up, Scott? And congratulations on winning the raffle, by the way, last week. Good job on that. So really quick, I might as well just say it now since Scott's on there and he won and all that stuff. We have a new raffle that's up right now, and all right.
What is it?
So voted on by the Discord, by the way. It was up to either these Yavamayas right here, Cradle of Growth, get the fuck out. Where's my get the fuck out?
And I think there was enough hashtag Team Forest Walk support in there, but it just fell short.
Yeah. So instead, what we have going on right now is the fetches. These are from Modern Horizons 2. So these are foil. The foil etched fetches in the retro border. So the enemy fetches. So we got Scalding Tarn there, Verdant Catacombs, Arid Mesa, Misty Rainforest, and then Marsh Flats. So all of those are up for grabs for the raffle. So $150 gets you is our goal to get to that point. And again, once we hit that, we will take our Malort shots. So yeah, those are all going up. So you guys go ahead, start any donations you want to do for that. Every dollar gets you entered in to try to win the fetches there. So,
and if it's okay, I wouldn't mind trying Anderson's suggestion of getting some sauerkraut juice in with Malort so that we know if that's maybe a counteraction. Are you okay with that, Adam?
So explain what you
want
to do.
A tablespoon in there.
Just like put it in the shot, you're saying?
Yeah. They can't be worse. It's not going to make it worse.
You're probably right, but the spam made it worse. Like the spam was not good. I didn't say it's...
Yeah, but I mean, if we were dipping it, I'm not saying like, let it marinate there.
I guess here's the question. Do you like carry this sauerkraut in your fridge at all times? Because I don't have sauerkraut. Is that like a Lowry?
Yes,
like
I do.
I was like, that feels like it's a Lowry has that in his fridge.
Yeah, my mother-in-law is from Germany, so it's kraut on hand all times.
Gross. I mean, it's not gross.
It's not gross. Grow up. Grow up.
No. Have you watched our show or listened to our show? I mean, this is a button.
Hello, boobies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're doing shots of Malort. That's much worse than just having
let's just make
a little bit of kraut juice.
Sure, let's just kraut juice. Kraut juice. Okay, how about each time
What was that?
That's like pimp juice is what I was doing there. Get it? I did kraut juice. And now that we're saying kraut juice, now it just sounds like we're talking about crotch juice. Like now it's getting the visuals. But how about this?
What's wrong with crotch juice? All right.
Touche. How about this? Every time we do this raffle and we hit that, we can have a different thing that we add to the Malort. So it's not just Malort anymore. We everybody's doing the Malort now.
I'm not going to have sauerkraut in my mini fridge down here.
Well, if it hits, then we got to go up and grab or it's
right. That's a delay of game. For sure.
Yeah, it'll take a little break.
I don't know how to make this work.
Yeah, I think okay.
Olive
Joel,
pickle juice. Yeah,
I don't know if I could do it. I can't. I don't like olives. Olives are disgusting. They're disgusting. I can't do olives.
What are you talking about?
You can't.
Olives have been a staple food for centuries.
They are disgusting. It is gross. On pizza, it like taints the pizza as well. Like the whole.
What's wrong with taint pizza? What's your problem?
Why are you obsessed with the
crotch of your pants? What's wrong with that?
Urs is for life. Thanks, Daddy. Always make sure to jump on and give us that Urs is for life. Thank you. Crotch or kraut and crotch and Taint. We're all over the place. What are we doing for this episode now that people can actually hear?
What is this set? We're Tarkir. We're doing a set review. Tarkir. Is it Dragonstorm? That's kind of a cool name.
Yeah.
Is it Dragonstorm? Yeah, but we're doing Fave 5. What?
It's just funny. Is that what it is? Is it Dragonstorm? Green olives, Joel. No olives. Gross olives. All of them.
Green olives are best olives. How about that?
Olive out of here. Get the olives.
You go to Pizza Luce in Minnesota. It's kind of regional. You can get the Maximus pizza.
I'm gonna have my fancy pizza. Is that what you had?
You get some good olives in there. Peppers.
Was I right?
Pepperoni.
You never responded
sausage.
to that picture that you posted on Discord.
Yeah, what about it? Was that delicious?
Was that Pizza Luce? Was that right?
That was the Maximus.
I fucking knew it. I was like, oh, get out of here. You didn't say where it was from, and I just knew from the looks of it. I was like, get out of here with that fucking fancy pizza. You need the grease and all that stuff on there.
You got a free appetizer.
Speaking of that,
coupon.
What'd you do this weekend? You did a pre-release the first time in like 7 years.
I think the last one I did when I looked through my pre-release dice was it was Theros Beyond Death. So right before COVID.
Yeah.
January, right before COVID.
It was when it was going on, because I remember opening. Wait.
Nope.
I was in this house. I remember opening my stuff there. So January. Yeah, because December is when the rumbling started happening, but it didn't start getting here until after we went to Guys Weekend, which was what, March or whatever, when we hit Guys Weekend. And as soon as we got back from that, everything kind of blew up. So yeah, it was right when things were starting. I think cruise ships and stuff were starting to get it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the last one you went to. I didn't even know you went to pre-release there.
I was down in Arizona.
Oh.
So down in Phoenix. That's how I kind of was like, oh, that makes sense. And then I don't know after that.
My last one was Kamigawa. So it's what, 3 years now? 4 years? 4?
Yeah, I don't know. That was a while ago too.
Yeah, so we're right around the same. So how'd it go? How'd you do? You got some pretty sweet cards in that with your...
Yeah, I went Mardu and just real aggressive with creating tokens that have to sacrifice and stuff like that. I went 3-0, and then that was the night. And got to play with Mark and David.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
Mark went 3-0, and David went 2-1, and we had a strong crew going there.
You opened something that was pretty sweet, though, didn't you?
Oh, I got that Jasper Mox Jasper.
Good.
Yeah. It was definitely a card I was like, I'm never buying this.
Yeah,
like,
but you got
unless
it
it drops below 10. And then it just shows
it.
up in a pack, and I was like, well, this is unplayable, but yes.
Sweet. I will take it. So that's sweet. So you had fun. Oh, why don't you tell how it was crazy busy, right? They weren't expecting this is what you were telling me before we cast.
Right, so right. Myself, Mark, and David were cracking our packs on the floor because all of the tables
so
were...
you're doing like elementary school when we used to play Magic,
right.
like that kind of opening stuff, and that's pretty funny.
and then one of the workers came in, and they're like, everybody listen, we did not expect this amount of people to show up. If you are a non-paying participant, like somebody, they were just playing random games in the game area, and they're like, we're gonna have to ask you to leave. We are so sorry. It was just that full that they had to kick out people essentially. And then so then you just see them go to the floor, and they're in the middle of a cribbage game, and you're like, oh, okay.
Cribbage game, nice. Well, we heard from Discord, like I think Chris was saying that they were sold out, so they couldn't do, some other places were sold out, and they couldn't do their like Saturday stuff because Friday sold out or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, there's a lot of stories with, I think this is a really popular set. I mean, dragons are freaking cool, and it seems like a pretty...
3 colors are fun. And the pre-release was a lot of fun. So if you went out this weekend, I hope you enjoyed it.
Sweet. All right, so what are we doing tonight?
We're doing the set review.
All right.
Fave 5 Legends, Fave 5 cards from the set that aren't Legends, apparently.
There we go.
That's it. Right?
All right.
Easy. Simple.
That's the show. We're done, guys. We'll see you guys later.
List them all.
Yeah. So we got Fave 5 style, like Lau said. So we'll get 10. You guys will get top 10 for each because it's our 5s and put them together here. So why don't we just get to it? Let's get to the tags really quick. I'm going to continue doing what I mentioned last week about the best way to support us, and I'm going to do what my kids' videos do. And if you want to support us, if you like me, hit that like button. If you like Lowry, make sure you subscribe, become a patron, comment, and you got to do all these things if you want to like Lowry. And so you got hoops to jump through because it's too easy to like Lowry, so I got to make it difficult. The like button's for me, but for Lowry, subscribe, become a patron, comment, and what's another thing you can do?
I have a feeling you're going to get a lot
nudes.
more.
Send us nudes. That's
Your side's going to get a lot more interaction this time.
So that's the best
Just
way
a
you
guess.
guys can support us.
Did you notice
I
an
didn't.
uptick? Nothing.
Well, no, I mean we had a lot of views. I just didn't notice the difference between because we had more views because it was a set thing and the decks and all that. So there was a lot of likes and everything on it, so I couldn't tell the difference.
So what you're doing here, nobody cares either way.
I'm gonna do this every week. So the way you support when you like Lowry, just make sure
if you touch your mouse, you should hit like.
Exactly.
Or just laugh at the screen.
But
help us.
I do want to say if you click this video and you got through the silence of me in the beginning of the video, you might as well hit that like button, even though that part sucked
that's
for a little
There's
bit.
nobody watching at this point.
So we probably lose everybody because they're just like, oh, this video sucks. Only
Yep.
one guy is talking.
Well, Joel left. You don't like olives. Like, why are you just making everybody mad at you?
That's why I
There's
got
gonna be no likes.
That's why I got to make it easy for me to get the likes. And for people to like me, they just got to hit the like button. For you,
if you don't like olives, hit the like button.
Oh, where can I hit it? Where's my? I can't jump on there. Okay, so that's the best way you guys can support us. The free way to support us. The other way, the financial way you guys can support us is become a patron. $1 gets you in the Discord. That's basically like our Twitter, our X, our Blue Sky at this point. So if you want to interact with us, just $1 a month is all you need. If you want to do $5 or more, you can get proxies. I didn't get the proxies ready to show off, so I'll show off I keep showing off Zeke's because that's the top one. That's our stump prize, but that's that Ink Moth Nexus and the foil. So that's what you can get for proxy prizes or proxy picks or whatever. The other ways you guys financially support us, you can jump on or look at our store. We've been selling a bunch of the Yeti mugs. Do you have your Yeti mug on you? If not, I have my orange one. The red one is the one you would get, but you don't have all the cool things that Lowry has on it. It has the CommanderSmiths logo like this on it, and it's a Yeti. It holds 2 beers. As you can see, I have one. Oh, that's a lot of head that I had on there because I was pouring straight up. But it's 22 ounces, or 22, or was it 32? What was it? 20.
I don't know.
Whatever. It holds a lot of beer. 2 beers.
24.
24.
If it was 2 normal sized beers.
Okay, so 24 ounces.
Yeah.
And I can tell you this weekend I was having a bonfire. And I had a huge fire going. I was sitting there right next to it. This whole outside.
Sorry.
This whole outside was like hot to the touch, but my beer was still cold. So they work fantastic, and it comes with a little lid thing. So that's one of the things you can get at our store, which is actually my eBay page. And then we have the metal tokens and stuff like that. Last thing is you guys can do the raffle. That's what we have, the foil etched ones that we were talking about, foil etched fetches. Foil etched fetches in retro that are up for grabs. Once we hit that 150, we'll take that shot.
Can you combine that word, like those 2 words, like you do with flart?
Foil etched fetch. Fletches? Fetch, etched, fetch.
We'll workshop that.
There we go. Somebody come up with a better name. All right, so that is all the ways you guys can support us. We're in a bunch of places, but really the main thing is check us out on YouTube. If you are listening to us, go over to YouTube, subscribe to the channel. We have a bunch of
Fetched
stuff.
foils? How about that?
What is it? Fetched foils?
Fetched foils?
And it has the etched in there.
Etched.
What about the
fetch?
What about the retro part? How do we add the retro?
Jesus.
Ret-fet foils? Ret-fet-et foils? I don't. Okay, this is dumb. If you don't want to pay $1 and jump in the Discord and chat with us there, you guys can send us a message on our email. It's commandersmiths@gmail.com. All right, I think that's it. Let's jump over to. Oh, let me get away from this. I was about to give away a card there, so let's do this. Oh wait, I forgot to do this. We're gonna start giving, if people upgrade their membership, on the to be when you're a patron with like one of our long running patrons, Dan Hunt.
Welcome to a meat forest.
You're getting that.
That sounds like a fairy tale of a meat forest.
Thank you for upgrading, buddy. So if you upgrade patrons, you can get another shout out. So if you can't downgrade and then the next day upgrade just so you can get a shout out. It has to be like, okay, he's down at this level.
Right.
Now they're
at
upgrade.
least a Sunday into a Tuesday.
Yeah,
then totally trick us in that regard.
Yeah. So thank you, Dan, for doing the upgrades there. I think I hit everything else. Yep. So that was the last note that I had on there. What is RoboCop says? Fetoils?
I'm sure that's easier in French. That's
Fetoils. It sounds like a Harry Potter spell. Fetoils. No, that didn't. That's really bad. Okay, so we're gonna do. What are we doing first, Lowry? What are we gonna do here first? You're still giggling.
This is so dumb.
Yeah, it was really dumb. I even have my Harry Potter wand pen that I could have done there. I should have done that. All right, so we're gonna start with legends. So these are the legends, the commanders that we would like to build. So we might have a little bit of a crossover in the last week's podcast. Malort.
I'm sorry.
Why Malort isn't the crossover?
I know. No.
Ridiculous. Okay, see the Harry Potter stuff. They get it. Larry's gonna pee his pants because he can't do. All right, so we're each choosing 5 commanders. We don't know what each other's commanders that we want to build are. I mean, we have an idea because we kind of did our stuff last week. But we're going to pick our favorite 5 from this set. Then after this, we will jump on to our favorite 5 cards in the entire set, which will not include the commanders. So that'll be, because commanders might be a part of that, our favorite cards in the set, but we're going to just do everything but the commanders in that part. So starting it off, Lowry, are you ready to start? Do you want to start with your favorite commander that you want to build, or one of them you want to build?
All
right.
I'll go with the one that I'm actually building right now.
Okay.
All right. The one I'm building, and I should probably build it like a week or 2 after actual release, is Neriv, Neriv, Heart of the Storm. One on the right. That is a 1 and a red and a white and a black for a 4/5 spirit dragon. It has flying. Oh, you pulled up a cool art.
Mm-hmm.
And then if a creature you control that entered this turn would deal damage, it deals twice that damage, twice that much damage instead. So it's kind of like a Furnace of Wrath type thing effect, and that it's a multiplier, right? It's kind of like Torbrand. It's kind of like a couple of other cards out there that just like you're doing damage with some sort of hoop. With Torbrand, yeah, it has to be a red source. But it has to be the creature comes into play this turn.
That's the hard
And
part.
that could be like haste or tokens that come into play, like a Kiki Jiki style token. And that's more of what I'm going to be doing. You have Mobilize, which is the new mechanic, and that's going to be more in the Zergo deck, which is really cool as well. And I think that's on my list. But Narev, I'm building this to be like a dragon kindred style deck that when those dragons come into play, a bunch of them are going to be dealing damage, thusly doubling the direct damage, and then sometimes have haste, and that damage is dealt, and it doesn't have to just be to an opponent or a creature, but it's any damage that's being dealt is doubled. So it doesn't have to be combat damage, you know what I mean? Like it's just damage from a creature that ETB this turn gets doubled.
Oh, dude, I was thinking of this one so wrong because I was always thinking it was the ETB effect. And so I was like, God, this one's tough. Like you really have to have, there's a limited amount of creatures that have the ETB effect that are the CMC's low enough that you cast this and cast those. But the fact that you can do haste enable, like things that have haste, or give haste enablers. That makes it a little bit more okay. That's more doable. I was thinking, that's why I kept saying to you, I was like, dude,
like, you're working
you
real hard.
have a
I'm like,
puzzle
yeah.
to solve to try to get this. Like, this one seems, it still is a puzzle because this dude costs 4, and you still have to get other stuff out.
Right.
But being able to do, like you said, the ETB, the haste by dealing damage, or like Niv Mizzet with the, well, you can't do Niv, but you get what I'm saying, where it's doing direct damage and all that stuff. I dig that. Okay. Yeah, no, how's it all coming along? You're already a bit...
I'll probably have like 30-40 cuts after I get a bunch of the newer cards added in to the pile. And I think it's going to be pretty cool. It has a lot of dragons that I've wanted to play, plus a lot of dragon specific cards, like Crucible of Fire. I got the Mox Jasper this time, so that kind of goes in there. And so that's going to be kind of fun and interesting because I've collected a lot of, like, I got a Dragon Speaker Shaman foil from Scourge right now, and that's, yeah.
Oh,
you're gonna hit
good for you.
That's up to $40 right now, and I was like, I've had that for a decade.
For you.
Mhm.
And so this is like the first time I'm getting to play it. Hopefully it still makes the deck. Sometimes you just, as the game has gone on, like, there's been plenty of dragons that just hit in that 4 to 6 range instead of like 7, 8 plus like they used to. Dragons just used to come down and be really expensive, other than Shivan Dragon. That's why it was so good. But
It's amazing.
there's a lot of fun choices. Obviously it's going to be heavy red. Yeah. I was gonna try and fit in all of them. Like, there's Sarkhan's Triumph, which I have in foil. I have a Dragonstorm in foil from Scourge. Like, I got a lot of foils that could have fit. Yeah, I
For
know.
you.
Yeah, this is me bragging now. I get that. One of the few times you've used that button appropriately.
All right. Whenever you start the
But
sentence,
I think it's gonna be a
I'm
fun
ready
one.
for it. Yeah,
I think it's gonna be a fun deck. We'll see where it goes though. So just I'll post the streaming whenever I make the deck, and then you can see it at your leisure.
another reason why you should become a patron, because Lowry will post it on the Discord, and then you guys can check it out when it's
We
all
also
on.
don't have any other social media at this point.
I know, that's what I'm saying. We have eliminated
Just making
all.
videos,
Right.
TikToks.
TikToks and YouTubes. All right, yeah, I dig this. I like that you're building this bad boy. It isn't a simple one, which I dig that. You have to kind of figure out how you're going to make this all work. So, all right, my first one is, I'm going to do the one that Tad is also going to be doing. I talked to him today, and but I like this one. It is, and we are back after that short break from our sponsors, or a message from our sponsors. No one.
Silence.
All right.
Your first one's gonna be better.
Better. All right. So better. 2 colorless, 1 white, 1 black, 1 green. Spirit Dragon 5/7. Basically, at the beginning of your end step, if you have a total toughness of 10 or more with your creatures, you draw a card. If you have 20 or more, untap each creature you control. Then if you are 40 or more, everybody loses half their life. How I was saying I was going to do this one is, I think I'm going to build it more around my kids playing this deck a little bit, make it easier. So basically build up a defense, get your walls out, because walls are cheap and easy to get out and very easy to hit the thresholds that you want, and also make it so you can attack with them. So probably throw in the one of the new commander from the commander set there in this set here. So you'll be able to attack with them, but then at the same point, it's really get this commander out, and then you're starting to kill the board. So I think that's the idea I want to do with this. It's a dragon. It's cool. There's a lot of cool things to do with it. 10 is easy to draw a card off of it, and I think this one will be fun. So I think
this does a lot at that 5 mana part too. Like,
yeah,
that's cheap.
Yep. So, all right. Enough fooling around with my video and audio and all that stuff. So, Lowry, what are you? What's your next one that you're going to be doing?
You're right. I'm gonna go with one of the precons that I didn't talk about. So Elsha, ELSHA, comma threefold.
Elsha 3.
Yeah, that
Oh, dang it. Is that
that
I
on
put
your
this
list?
yeah, I put this on my list. I think this one's really good. I like this one.
All right, a blue and a red and a white for a 1/1 Jin Monk. His trample, prowess. Whenever Elsha deals combat damage to a player, create that many 1/1 white monk creature tokens with prowess. Yeah, so I mean, we could definitely both talk about this. That's fine. But
yeah, what was your idea
What?
with this one? What were you thinking then?
I don't know. I didn't have anything. I'm sorry.
Well, no, what
But
I
it's
was thinking-
really cool and it feels really powerful.
Right.
Like it feels like what you want Monastery Mentor to do. I'd much rather have the damage. Like throwing double strike on this thing seems bonkers. Just creating a ton of what's that enchantment that is 6 mana and gives lifelink and double strike? And so you're giving all your prowess creatures all that stuff. Like that seems like a game winner right there.
Yeah. My thought with this one was this is the only creature in the deck and everything else is like instant speed, sorcery speed, just no, not you can
3
do other
artifacts.
stuff. Yeah, that's a good point there. Yeah, just dropping them because it creates a meat force, a bunch of little 1/1 dudes that also have prowess. So then they're all gaining, these are getting freaking huge. This is the one that does the, gets trample and everything, but basically just refilling your hand, you're playing blue, so you can play like brainstorms, all that, the preordained, all that stuff. And so I think this one would be kind of fun to like one creature, the entire deck, everything else is non-creature spells because you don't need it.
Cheap equipment that pumps could be really good.
Yeah. So
Like,
I think this one could be a lot of fun. Yeah, I had this one on my list. So is it's in the commander deck? Oh yeah, it does have the commander symbol there. So yeah,
But-
I think this one's pretty powerful. I think this one can do a lot. And it's only 3 to get out, so it's pretty easy. Your pen not working there, buddy?
It's fine. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I'll
I'll
restart it here, and then I'll work again.
he'll just pop again, and then we can restart again. Okay, so do I want?
What's going to be your next one? I don't think we have to go the full 5 because I have another one I can steal from you, and I'll try and avoid it.
Well, it's all right if you steal it. It's all right.
No, I don't want to steal from you.
Well, I already talked about the wall dude, so I think I'm gonna wait on him for a little bit. I'm gonna hit some other dudes around. I'm gonna go with Narset. I hit this one a little later, but I thought this one was kind of a cool idea. It's not
The blue one.
Yeah, it's not. You know what? No, I'm taking that back. I'm taking it back.
Okay.
I am actually gonna do.
I agree. No cards found.
Yeah. I don't even know how to say this dude's name, so get ready to hit that button. Oh, what is it doing here? Tygam, I think is what it is. Tygam? Is that it? How you say his
Oh
name?
yeah. Okay, that's the one that I was thinking you was the Narset. No, the one in the blue.
This one right here. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Tygam Master Opportunist, 1 colorless, 1 blue, 2/2 human monk. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, copy it, then exile the spell you cast with 4 time counters on it. If it doesn't have suspend, it gains suspend. I don't want to build this as a commander. I just think it's a cool card because it's just copying the second spell, and then that's also getting suspend. So it's like you're getting 3 spells for 1, right? Am I thinking about that right, or is the spell automatically
just
suspend?
about to. All right. Enhance.
Then-
whenever you cast your second spell each turn, copy it.
Then it
then
okay. So that one
exile
doesn't actually
that
get cast.
spell.
Yeah, so that one doesn't go through. But the spell you cast goes through. Now your copy comes in later, and it could be any type of spell. So you can be, hey, or is this for life part 2? Thanks, Dad.
No. So how it stacks is whenever you cast your second spell, you're copying it.
Right.
The casted spell is exiled and gains suspend 4, and you cast the copy.
But still,
Then exile the spell you cast.
right. So, but only one of them goes through that turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So one of them gets suspended, and then in 4 turns, or how if you remove the counters, it gets cast automatically again, and that could be part of your second cast. Like you cast that one, or cast a spell before it, And then I cast that one and it does a suspend thing again, and you can keep doing that.
Yeah,
and copying
especially
and
in
all
a
that stuff.
time counter removal deck, like the Doctor Who stuff going on.
Yeah.
Like that could be a lot of fun to have a repetitive second cast, and then just keep on getting a card over and over, whatever that is.
I don't think I would build this as a commander. I think because it's mono blue. If we had 2 colors at least, then I'm like, no, then that intrigues me a little bit more. But I think this in decks could be a lot of fun because you're not losing anything. You're still getting that spell, but now you're getting a second one that comes later in the game. So I thought this one was pretty interesting, and it's cheap right now, so it's not expensive. So all right, Larry, what is your third commander that you're gonna
Third one, I'm gonna go with Zurgo Storm Render.
Zurgo. Oh, let me get over
Yeah.
here. Is that from
this is red, and this is from the pre-con as well. A red, a white, and a black for a 3/3 Orc Warrior.
Did I spell
Zurgo.
Oh, not RR.
No, there's no Martins around here.
No,
So the fuller one, yeah. So it has mobilize 1, so when it attacks, you create a 1/1 that's sacked at end of turn. But whenever a creature token you control leaves the battlefield, draw a card. If it was attacking, otherwise each opponent loses 1 life. So it's either a draw card or everybody's losing life, and obviously you're putting a bunch of token creators. Like, it totally is utilizing the mobilize ability or a myriad or Hiki-Jiki tokens. Like, this is definitely something that I would put into the Neriv deck that I'm building, because I'm making a bunch of those kind of tokens. I think this might be able to fit in there as a draw spell type thing. But there's a lot of cool stuff. The other Zurgo is really sweet as well. Is that on your list at all?
No. So we can pull that one up.
Yeah, we can. Maybe that can be my fourth one. I'm just skipping.
Oh,
around.
where they don't have the sacrifice part, which is interesting.
Yeah.
The one. Yeah. No. Yeah.
So that's that one down at the bottom.
So I'll just go ahead and talk about that
So,
one too.
Zurgo Thunder's Decree, a red and a white and a black for a 2/4 Orc Warrior. Mobilize 2, and then during your end step, whenever a token you control this token can't be sacrificed. So the tokens can't be sacrificed. There are a lot of stuff that is like exiling, which does not affect this, but I believe mobilize doesn't get sacrificed. I'd have to look at where myriad is being effective. 'Cause I think that is that end of combat step.
Yeah, it's end of combat.
Okay, so that wouldn't count either. Right. So maybe this card sucks. I don't like it anymore.
No, but you get the mobilize thing, so they don't.
Yeah. It's definitely a mobilized commander at that point. I'd have to look at a little bit harder, but it's also cool. It feels like something that Obeka would do, where like you're ending the turn and stopping all those those triggers, and so
more aggressive Obeka type of thing, because you're
for sure, like a way to win.
Yeah.
Obeka's just like fucking dirtle in my turn. So but yeah, both are pretty cool.
Yeah, I dig it. All right, my next one, I'm going to be doing another one that's not necessarily a commander, but I like it because it is a legendary, and I think it's going to be used a lot. But it's Surak. Let's see, where is he? Right there. Surak, elusive hunter, 2 colors of 1 green human warrior, 4/3. It can't be countered. It has trample, and then whenever a creature you control or a creature spell you control becomes the target of a spell or an ability an opponent controls, draw a card. So I just like it because it's kind of like a little bit of a protection on your stuff, because people are going to target stuff. They're going to spot removal, whatever.
It's also you lose the game card.
What do you mean?
Somebody pointed it out in the Discord, but
I didn't read that.
Orcish Bowmasters?
Yeah.
So whenever
an
opponent draws another card, you get to target or deal 1 damage to it. And so all this is saying is that it's a target. So you draw an extra card. Orcish Bowmasters deals 1 damage or targets Surak, and then they draw a card, but none of the damage happens.
And so they just keep drawing.
They keep on drawing until they draw their deck out.
Gotcha.
So if you're in a Bowmasters meta, this card's going to kill you.
Right. Yeah, so I think
So-
I think this one seems interesting. I like it as more of a protection thing more than anything.
Yeah.
So that's why I liked it, because it's not. I'm not going to build around it, but having this in your green decks gives just a little bit of a bone. You know, it makes people think twice about targeting your stuff. You know, taking it out. So yeah, I think this one's pretty sweet, and it's only 3. It can't be countered. Pretty cool there. So, your 4th. So you got 2 more picks, kind of. I mean, you kind of added the
Me?
other one.
No, I got one more.
Okay.
You want to go a second one?
Okay. Might as well hit up the. Do we want to do the one that we already talked about that one before?
No, you do it. Oh, everything on my list I've already talked about, so I can be done too.
No, I'm going to do one that we haven't talked about yet. Is it? Yeah.
If it's in the pre-con, we definitely talked about it last week. So
I think it's this
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I like this one. So, did we talk about this one last week? We did.
yeah,
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I dig this one though, because whenever it's Ishiki, Teamer's Roar,
Eshki.
whatever.
That's how I
Yeah,
I don't know.
Hit my button. Green. It's our Animar colors: green, blue, and red. Thank you.
She can't even read.
Human Warrior 2/2. Whenever you cast a creature spell, put a 1 counter on her. If that spell is 4 or greater, draw a card. If it's 6 or greater, oh yeah, I remember you talking about the pre-con stuff. Deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. So I just think this one's really cool. I think this one could be a lot of fun to build around, because you're getting her big, but you don't necessarily have to attack with her. You can deal the damage by casting bigger creatures, and then you're replacing what you're casting because you're drawing cards, and then she's just getting bigger. So I'm not saying it's Animar, but it reminds me of Animar-ish kind of stuff because you're just casting big creatures.
Yeah, I can see that.
You can put Animar in this and it makes it even better. It's easier to cast more and more creatures.
Well, yeah, both of them definitely, like, whenever you
think
cast
you
a creature, put a
mentioned-
1/1 counter on it.
Didn't you mention putting Animar in the deck with this? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
You had Animar in that as your upgrade. So, but yeah, I think this one's a pretty sweet one. So I thought this was.
That is a pretty sweet one. I can see this being really good. So, and especially if you just go with like the high-powered, cheap creature spells, like it's a good deck at this point.
Yep.
So,
All right, what is your last one?
I should probably give me a second. I should have plenty of time to write this down, and then when it's my turn,
Try to decide what I want before.
let's see here. I mean, no, I'm good.
You're good. Okay. Well, then I'll just
I'm
mention the last, the ones like I mentioned in the first one with Better or Beater or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
These all fit together. So I'm going to mention both of them. Just saying it's one's from they're from the pre-con stuff. Well, no, I guess this one doesn't fit with that. Never mind. This one is where I was doing the landfall thing. So I talked about this last week, but the Taval, the balanced scale. This is the one colorless black, green, and blue spirit dragon 4/4. Whenever it attacks, mill 3 cards. And then you can return a land from your graveyard battlefield tapped. And then whenever one or more cards leave your battlefield or your graveyard, you get a 2/2 black zombie druid. I think this one will be fun playing from the graveyard. I already broke this one down last week when I was talking about it. So I get out of here with your hashtag garbage. So I think I might do this if I have time to do it. I'm playing graveyard landfall from the graveyard. So it'll just be a big landfall deck, but trying to do graveyard synergies. But the other one would be the wall commander, which is the face commander that fits with the first one that I talked about. So it's Felothar. I'm spelling that right. The Steadfast, so that's the one that allows your walls to attack, and they assign damage equal to their butt. It's white, black, green, and 1 colorless for an 0/5. And then you can tap 3, sacrifice another creature, draw cards equal to its power or its toughness, and then discard equal to its power. So I mentioned last week as well, you can either sacrifice those walls to just draw a bunch of cards and discard nothing, or do a little mix of it and have some creatures that you're discarding and have effects that go along with it. So there's a lot of decks that I want to build here, but 2 of them can kind of fit together with Beater and this one. And so I'm just trying to decide if I'm going to be splitting that up or making them 2 separate decks. if I make them two separate decks, I'm going to try very hard to not make them the same.
Same.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I can see that.
I think if I do them both, and I do Felithar, I might not do the wall angle necessarily. Maybe. I'm not positive on that. I might try to do utilizing the discard part of drawing a bunch of cards and discarding stuff. So I might lean a little bit on that angle there. So I don't know. I have to kind of dig into it and see what I find. But there's a lot of commanders in this. There's a lot of stuff that I think is pretty sweet.
I mean, if I would do a wall deck, it would be Falithor, and then better would be like a tree folk deck or some shit. Like
that makes
one of
sense
the things
too.
that don't have defender, just so that creates, because this allows those defenders to be able to attack.
That's a very good point. So maybe the better deck is more like you just said, big butt stuff, but that can actually attack, and you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna probably tinker around with these. There's just a lot of cool options with the commanders. There's a lot of them in there. So, is there anything else you wanted on the commander side of things? Okay.
No, I'm good.
Okay, so let's get to the Fave 5 commander cards. All right, so these are going to be not commanders themselves. It's just for commander. We don't know each other's lists here again, just like we don't know the commanders. This one's a little bit more, we don't know where this is going. We kind of knew each other's commanders. We've been talking about which decks we wanted to build, so we kind of knew that ahead of time. This is going to be a little tougher. So, Lowry, again, I'm going to have you start this off. So why don't you give us your first card? And I feel like when we do these, I like stealing from you. When it's commander-wise, it's like, I don't want to steal the commander you want. This, I want to try to steal from you. So we'll see how this all goes. What are you going to choose?
Good to know. It's definitely not going to be Dragonstorm or whatever. That stupid enchantment.
What?
Definitely not that one.
I was thinking about having it on my list just for the LOLs, the lulls.
You know what? I'm going to go with the one that I'm probably most likely going to use the most, if I can, but Elspeth, Stormslayer.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, so this is a Planeswalker, 3 and 2 white for 5 loyalty. If one or more tokens would be created under your control, twice that many of those tokens are created instead. And then you can +1 her, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. You can 0, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Those creatures gain flying until end of turn. That's a crazy 0, by the way.
Yeah, every creature.
Like, that's a crazy 0. And then -3, destroy target creature an opponent controls with mana value 3 or greater, which is okay. But that 0 is crazy. It's, it's 5 mana and give yourself 1 loyalty to create 2 tokens. It's a token doubler.
Like, do you play
you're
this
in a token
over
deck? You're going to be able to protect her.
Do you play this over Anointed Procession for 1 more? I mean,
do I play it over Anointed Procession?
You play it with, obviously, but you'd rather play Anointed over this one?
Well, Anointed is just harder to remove.
Right.
So, like, but you also
this
don't
one's
have to pay.
feeding itself, and if you have creatures out, it's pumping them and making them evasive, and removal. It has all the mode stuff on it. Like, if you had a choice between the two, I actually might lean Elspeth just because of all the stuff that's with it, Like, because right away you give it protection by giving yourself 2 soldier tokens, right away, if you're not casting anything else with it.
And I do like it that it doesn't have to be just a creature token, so it works in your clue and your treasure tokens. So, like, the token tripler, that has to be a creature token. So whereas this and Mondrak and Anointed Procession are any tokens, which are a lot more flexible, and they're kind of cheaper as well. But I like that is a part as well. I mean, am I going to pay $50-$60 for this?
Well, yeah.
No.
That's the other part, yeah.
No. Am I going to pay 40? Am I seeing it for 38? No. I'm hoping it gets down to 20, but this could be one of those really powerful walkers that, as long as it's in standard, it's going to be expensive.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Yep.
We'll see how long it takes for me to get it, but it's a cool ass planeswalker.
Yep.
For sure.
I dig it. I dig that pick right there. I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna get the other planeswalker in there, so might as well. Ugin, Eye of the Storms. Let's get that one, and let's get a different art because his hands are way too small. His arms are just teeny in that one. Let's do that one, or let's do Baby Ugin right there.
That's a pretty
Wait,
one.
that's not baby.
I don't know if I like that one.
You don't like that one?
Can we get a
that one?
baby Ugin?
Yeah, there's a Baby Ugin. Let's see. Where is
Yeah,
it?
it was that last
Oh,
one.
you just gotta flip it. Turn it over. Boop. There he is. All right.
There's like no difference.
Wait, look at him. He's a baby. Look how big his eyes are.
Look at the other.
Look how big his eyes are.
It's like
He's got
the
a big
same
head.
fucking picture.
He's a baby. So it's supposed to be similar. Look at his wings are teeny.
Somebody
and
just
somebody just what? Somebody just what?
don't like it. Somebody just got paid double for their art. That's all I'm saying.
It's fantastic. I thought these were going to be in the secret lair, but I was wrong because that artist tricked me. Anyways, Ugin, Eye of the Storms, 7 colorless to come out to get 7 loyalty. When you cast this spell, exile up to 1 target permanent that's 1 or more colors. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, exile up to 1 target permanent that's 1 or more colors. So artifacts will do this, which is pretty nice.
That's good.
Obviously
That's
works
good.
well with Eldrazi. It's +2 as you gain 3 life and draw a card. Its 0 is giving you 3 colorless mana. And then it's -11 is search your library for any number of colorless non-land cards, exile them, then shuffle. Until end of turn, you may cast those cards without paying their mana cost. So this does a lot. It does a lot when it comes out. You're right away removing something. And then when you're casting spells that are colorless, you're removing stuff. And then it's just silly. It's a good.
That ultimate is a game winner.
Yes.
That's bonkers.
Yeah. So
I mean, you got to get there. But
it goes in every Eldrazi deck pretty much at this point. So
Right.
But it doesn't have to just be Eldrazi. You know, that's kind of the cool thing with it is artifacts are going to get you those triggers as well. I don't know if the ultimate helps you as much if you're not playing Eldrazi, you know, because that's, I guess you get all the artifacts out of your deck, which is kind of
You
nice.
just get
But I don't think it's strictly for Eldrazi. You know, this has some variety of decks that it could be in. So I think our first 2 picks, Planeswalkers. So that's kind of interesting because we don't have as many Planeswalkers as we used to.
We don't normally do
And-
that. I agree.
And
I
I
don't
like
know
that
if they're
they
trying
made
to up it a bit
good
or
Planeswalkers. If they're not gonna make as many Planeswalkers, at least do what they're doing here and make them good Planeswalkers. You know,
yeah,
like
super powerful.
Yep. So,
So
all right,
I
all right.
agree.
You gonna pick that Draco Genesis at this point?
No.
For your second pick.
Nope.
I think that's
No,
good.
I'm not
good
doing
spot.
it. I'm gonna do because bad card. Mist Rise Village.
That's on my list. It's a good
Not
one.
anymore.
Oh, I wrote moist. Whoops. Missed.
Wow.
Rise. Dang fingers.
If we had any female listeners, we just lost them.
Or kept them.
Mist Rise Village. So this is a land. ETB's tapped unless you control a mountain or a forest. It taps for a blue, and you can pay a blue, tap it. The next spell you cast this turn can't be countered. Are there any of these lands that you want to talk about?
This
at
is
all?
the only one I put on my list. The other ones
I like the black and the white one as well, but I really like these lands. They kind of come in, they pair well with either mountain or forest or whatever the off colors are with it.
which it's nice because it doesn't have the colors in it, so it's not like you have to be in a blue, red, and green deck. It can be in just a blue deck if you wanted, but it comes in untapped if you have a mountain or a forest. So that's kind of nice.
And it's
there.
fine if it comes into play tapped. It's a really good card.
Yeah.
Like no matter what. And being able to protect a spell is super important, especially in like the competitive stuff. Legacy, CEDH is gonna love this shit.
I don't think we're gonna play this as much because our play group doesn't do as much counter spells.
Don't you put Cavern of Souls in every goddamn deck?
I only do it if it's in tribal stuff, but even that I've kind of pulled back because we don't have as many counterspell stuff. But yes.
And honestly, this adds 2 mana to the spell versus Cavern of Souls, which adds mana.
Yeah.
And it's just like a byproduct.
Right.
So in that regard. I do think it's going to be really, really good for cheap, low CMC decks.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this card's very good. I love this land cycle in general,
Yeah.
and specifically this one, white one and black one. I won't bring them up unless I have to, but I don't think I have to.
Yeah. No, I think this is. It's nowhere near Kamigawa's, but it's probably the best since then of our rare cycle of lands that they've put out. I like these a lot.
That's a good point.
But I like Kamigawa's is my favorite.
Yeah, the
Boseiju, who would like that.
Boseiju is crazy. I mean, that won the tournament, right?
Yeah, I mean it's such a good land. All right, so okay, that is there. What am I gonna pick next then? You know what I'm going to do? And I remember you like this one too, so it might be on your list. So I think I got to get this out of the way because you might be getting this. But Herd Heirloom, it is
not on my list.
Oh,
no.
it isn't. I remember when you were like, "Oh, I want more of these" when we had the disc when it got spoiled. But it is an artifact.
That was it was a bait and switch.
Oh, this is good though.
Talking up cards, knowing that you'd be like, Lowry likes that card.
Taking notes, Lowry.
I'm going to take it from him. And then I'm like, I don't really give a fuck. You can have talk about this one. It's
one
okay.
colorless, one green artifact.
Probably not my second pick. That'd be bad, but
whatever. What I was going to pick Draco Genesis. That's what my next
okay. Yep. All right.
But it's a 2-drop mono rock. It taps for any color. Spend this money only to cast creature spells. You're in green. You're probably casting creature spells anyways. But it also taps until end of turn. Target creature you control with power 4 or greater gains trample. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. That's pretty good. I mean, you're in green. Now, like, Blanca's going to freaking love this card because your Blanca's 4 or greater. Now I'm giving him trample. I don't even have to cast the 3 spells to give him trample. And now I'm drawing cards when he deals damage. You know, that's just a Blanca deck right there. You're in any green deck, you're pretty much going to have creatures that have 4 power and you're drawing off of it. And it's a 2-drop. It's a 2-drop mono rock. You have to cast creature spells, but you're in green. That's what you're doing. You're casting creature spells. Yeah. So I think this one's really good. I dig it a lot. It's cheap, $1.75 right now. So that is one of my favorites in this.
I do think I plan on putting this in my Calmax deck that has enough creatures in it.
Which
and
Calmax
then when
deck?
Calmax is big enough, being able to give it that trample is going to be really nice as well.
Yeah.
Everything works in Calmax. It is the greatest commander ever. If you didn't know.
All right, Larry, what is your third overall pick?
Songcraft Mage.
Do I even have that on my list?
Probably not. It's a cool ass card though.
Nope, not on the list. Is it one word? Craft or whatever?
Songcraft is one word, yeah. So a red, a blue, and a green for 3/2. Flash human bard. Stupid. But
dumb ass card. This
creature...
is a dumb card.
Dumb. I don't like it. I mean, bard. Who's a bard?
Playing his instrument.
But when it ETBs, target instant or sorcery card in your yard gains Harmonize until end of turn. Its Harmonize cost is equal to its mana cost. Harmonize is essentially flashback and convoke together. Made a baby. So it comes into play. You can flashback instant or sorcery, and you can tap your creatures for mana. Just to be able to cast that spell. It's Snapcaster Mage. 3 colors, obviously. I think that makes it a lot tougher to use. But being able to cast an X spell with all your creatures is going to be really powerful, I think.
Yeah.
So
I dig it.
And this goes really well in Calmax.
Terrible. All right, whatever. I don't. Shit. All right, I don't know what I want to do next. I gotta remember.
I'm so mad. Don't be jealous of Calmax.
You should have a baby with Calmax. You're talking about making babies together. You should make it with Calmax. Shoot. I don't know. I liked that. You talked about that last week, though. I almost don't want to repeat that one. I guess my next one would be, and fuck yeah, you're not gonna pick it because whatever, but I do like this one, especially because it is a nice target for hashtag Urza's for life. But it is
Okay.
Dragonfire Blade. So it's a 1-drop equipment. So thank you, Urza Saga. Equipped creature gets 2/2 and has hexproof or hexproof from monocolored. It has equip 4, but this ability costs 1 less to activate for each color in that that creature that it targets. So if the creature's 2 colors, it'll only cost you 2. So, but the protection from monocolored, most of your removal spells are monocolored. Yes, you do have your Anguished Unmakings and stuff that has the 2, but most of the time your removal spells are 1 color. So this sucker, you're protecting your creature. It's given you could find it with your Urza Saga, so it's really good that way. Easy to equip because it's at least 1 less. At the very least, it costs you 3 to put it on. If you're playing a 4-color, it's free. Like you could just boop, let's put it over here. If you have another 4-color, boop, put it over there. I think this one's pretty sweet for a little added protection.
Is this something you would put in an Atraxa deck or a 5-color deck at all? Is that something?
Maybe. I don't know. Well, the hard part with that is like you have a lot of options when you're in those decks. So you have other protection spells. Right. The hexproof does not get you through monocolor, right? It's only that. Correct. It's only spells that are because it's not protection.
Can't be targeting it.
It's not protection, so it's not giving you unblockability to get through monocolored creatures and all that stuff. It's just more you're worried about the spells. So I think that part's a little bit. I wish it was hexproof and protection or protection. Maybe that'd be
just protection.
Yeah, protection from monocolored. But I still dig it. For one, I like having artifacts that are 1 or less that we have targets for Urza Saga, So this one, I dig it.
Mm-hmm.
You might not like it, but I like it. I like it.
I'm glad you like it.
Thanks. All right. So what is this your 4th one? So you have 2 more picks?
Yeah, this is going to be my 4th one, and I might be stealing this from you. I'm pretty happy with this one. It's Mardu Siegebreaker.
Yeah, I did have that on my list until I realized it's only your creatures. I thought
that's why it's good, because you have good cards in your deck. Not everybody has good cards in their deck.
Yeah, but it would have been fun if you could do it to anybody's creatures, because then
it's 1 and a white and a red and a black for 4/4 Death Touch haste. When it ETBs, exile a creature you control until it leaves, I believe.
Yep.
Leaves the battlefield. And then whenever this attacks, Mardu Siegebreaker, you get to essentially myriad the creature that you exiled. And so you're creating tokens of the one that you exiled.
Except the only difference is it's not myriad in that it sacrifice at the end of combat. It's the end step. So that other thing.
So it's not myriad, but that was the easiest way to.
No, I'm just saying your other thing that you were talking, the other card that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
This wouldn't be, or this.
Yeah.
So you're ending the turn and not have to.
Well, I guess so. It mobilizes that creature.
Right. There you go.
Maybe that's the better term.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
But that you do a good ETB creature, and you're just going to get a ton of value out of that. And that seems like a lot of fun, especially with the haste on it. So it comes into play, it removes something, and then you get to instantly attack and make multiple token copies of that. For 4 mana, 4/4. Like, this is doing a lot, and I really like this. Again, the problem with a lot of these cards, and I've said it in the Discord, but 3 colors it's a ton of fun. It's my favorite kind. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 3 is my favorite.
3 is becoming,
not because you have
3 is becoming
all
mine.
The choices of cards, but just it gives you the like if you're trying to do an idea, it's hard to do it in 1 and 2 colors unless there's a lot of support for it. To whereas like with 3 colors and it's a 3-color card, you're not looking at it very often. And so you're not going to have, even me who's playing mostly 3-color decks, I don't have a red, white, and black deck right now. It's like the one that I'm building right now. So does this fit in that or not?
Mm-hmm.
And then when's the next time I'm building a red, white, and black deck? Maybe not in a couple years. You know what I mean?
The hard part, this would be nice if this was a commander. Then you could do it.
Right. If this was a commander, that'd be really, really cool. But I'm it's probably good that it's not. But so what I'm saying about 3-color cards are don't buy high. They should go down. They're harder to use. And be patient if they become studs in standard. Like, just be patient. That's fine. You know, I wouldn't pay more than $5 for almost all these cards.
Yeah. And
so better 3 colors.
Like Lucas was saying here, is that Sundial the Infinite is going to be going up a bit with this set, I think, if it hasn't gone up a little bit already, just because there's a lot of the mobilize mechanic that helps that a lot there. So yep, I did have that on my list, Lowry. I did, and you saw me talking about that on Discord too. Okay, so I got 2 more left.
I only have 1 more on.
Let's see, what am I gonna pick here?
Yeah,
I want to do this one. I came across this one later. It wasn't in my initial list, but I thought this one was pretty cool, and I don't know. It's not going to be very popular, I don't think, or it might be, or whatever. But I think this one's kind of fun. Rot Curse, Rakshasa. Rakshasa. I'm surprised you don't hit that button, man. But it's one.
I'm just saying, I feel like that gives you an easy out, and so I want you to go a little bit longer than just right away.
But it is this is actually interesting. I didn't realize it was a demon. But it's a 1 colorless, 1 black for a 5/5 demon. So it's 2 mana, 2 CMC to come out. It has trample and decayed, so it can't block. And when it attacks, sacrifice at the end of combat. Sundial the Infinite. You could end your turn and then you don't have to sacrifice. But you really do want to sacrifice because this is kind of the fun part. It has Renew, which is 2 black and an X.
Yeah.
Exile this card from your graveyard. Put a decayed counter on each of X target creatures. Activate only as a sorcery. So basically, you get this sucker out. That's not going to be a blocker, but at the right time, I probably wouldn't play this early necessarily.
Shit, why not?
Well, I guess you'd have that threat of it going to the graveyard, or I guess you just keep it there until
you want it in the graveyard.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you have it in the graveyard, so a threat that people don't play stuff. But the thing is like, whenever this goes out, you just get rid of those problem creatures. They're not got rid of, but they can no longer block. So you could either use it as, hey, this is a way I'm going to get through and kill because they can't block anything. Or maybe they have problem creatures that are going to kill everybody. Well, you're making it so they only have a 1-turn timeline there. So as soon as they attack, they're destroyed. So I think this one's, is it destroyed or sacrifice? Sacrifice. So gets around the indestructible, all that fun stuff. And also put a counter. Oh, it does say target, so it won't get around hexproof and shroud, but it will get around the indestructible part of it. So I just thought this one was kind of cool. For some reason in my head, I just assumed it was a zombie because you're working with decayed and in the graveyard stuff, but it's a demon. I mean, that makes sense with how big its power is. But yeah, I think this one's going to get used quite a bit in Commander. It's going to be something that, like you said, if it gets played early and goes to your graveyard, people are going to forget about it. And then when the time is boom, oh shit, I can't block. Oh shit, I'm dead. Or, oh shit, I attack and all my stuff is dead. But you have to do it at sorcery speed, so it's not tricksy in that aspect. But I think this one's a pretty good, really good Commander card, actually. So
yeah, I like it too. It was on my list.
Oh yeah,
it didn't steal it from me though.
Oh no,
because I'm pretty excited about this next one. I don't know why, because normally these cards aren't very good, but the storm part makes it pretty good. But Storm Scale Scion, it's a 6-mana dragon, 4/4 flying. Other dragons you control get +1/+1. So Anthem effects on kindred spells are kind of whatever. But this card has Storm, and that makes it crazy. So you get to make a copy of it for each spell you cast before it. And so like just I don't know, it feels like if you get 3 6/6s for 6 mana plus 2 spells before it, that's pretty good, right? I don't.
I dig
It
it.
just seems cool.
No, it does.
And I'm impressed that they put Storm back in standard. I have a feeling people are going to make them regret it. In standard. Otherwise, I don't think it's going to be very good from a lot of stuff. But
I may this sucker may go on my Storm deck. I mean, that's what she's doing. The added little bonus.
I can see that.
Each one adding to each other on there. I like it. Yeah, I saw it. I didn't put it on my list, but I did like it.
Right. I think it's very specific to kind of a dragon deck, or if you can make a bunch of storm off, like just even 2 of these in a dragon deck, like where you storm and you get 1 more. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
No, I dig it.
So,
all right. I guess
gonna be fun.
My last one is Draco Genesis. No, I'm not gonna do it.
I'm sure plenty of people are already upset that it's not on our list. You can do it.
No, I'm not going to do Mox Jasper either because it's like it's specific for dragon stuff. I think it's nice.
Right.
You got.
I don't even know if it's might be the worst Mox.
Yeah, I mean it's specific, but it'd be cool if they continue to do like all the different tribes with all that stuff. But we'll see if they do.
I mean, it's better in the lower costed. So like. Goblins, elves, merfolk.
You just have them.
Yeah, it's gonna be way better than a dragon deck because the Mox doesn't turn on until you get a dragon out.
Yeah,
which you got a lot more setup versus those other kind of types.
Right.
So,
I think what I'm gonna go with here. There's a couple of them. I did. Voice of Victory was kind of a cool one. That one's people can't do spells on your turn.
That was the other one I was going to choose.
Is that it? Okay, but I'm just gonna, since you went last with the dragon, I'm gonna do a dragon as well.
Ooh.
I think this one's kind of a fun one, and it's Myriad. So Gold Lust Tyrad. So this is 4 and 1 red flying Myriad. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. I know it's really basic, but I think it's really cool, especially in Commander. It's a very good Commander card. With the Myriad getting treasure and all that. It's not, the dragons that rolling a dice, the other dragons where you get a lot of treasures, but it has the built-in Myriad, so it doesn't have to be like it's going to go on my Duke deck because it does it by itself. Probably, maybe, but I might have enough of other stuff that I don't need to have this in there. It can just go in any deck and it's going to give you treasures. It's most likely. I think the only thing it's missing is the haste, obviously, because then you can do it right away. But it's most likely per turn,
that'd be pretty good.
You're going to get 2 to 3 treasures off of it. So, and price-wise, it's kind of interesting. Well, I guess because it's a dragon. It's at $7-8 at the moment. So, I think this one was kind of a fun one.
Here, if we were to compare this to other dragons that created like treasure tokens, so Ancient Copper Dragon.
Yeah.
You have Cavern Horde Dragon, Goldspan Dragon, and then Gold Lust Triad. I'd put this at the bottom.
Yeah. But all those are used a shit ton. Like I've used all those. I probably put the Lord of the Rings one. What is that one?
Cavern Horde Dragon.
Yeah, I think that's my top one at this point.
Mine too.
Mine too. And then it might be the gold span because of the haste part. Like the thing is that you're able to use it right away. That's why those 2 are so good. And then
very much agree.
And then it'd probably go the Dungeons and Dragons one, and then this one. Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, Ancient Copper Dragon gets some huge hits, like huge amounts, especially in your Duke deck where like you're hitting 3 people with it. Like that gets wild.
But it doesn't have the haste, so that's the hard part with it. You see it coming. So that's the problem with all those. But yeah, no, I agree. I think this one's probably the bottom of them, but they're all good. Like they're all creating treasures. This one has the built-in Myriad.
They're kind of like treasure engines mid to late game.
Yeah.
Where it just pushes you over the edge. Like they all seem pretty solid.
Is there some that other ones that you had on your honorable mentions that we didn't get to?
Okay. I mean, just that white card that we just both mentioned.
Okay. Because
So that was the only other one that I had on my list.
What do you
I deleted a bunch of them as we were going. So
what did you
I'm not
think
gonna
about
fucking
like
know.
Clarion Conqueror, which is no activated abilities of everything? I felt like that was a douchey card, but it's which one I'm
Sure.
talking about, where no activated abilities of planeswalkers, of like basically anything.
Right,
Um,
but we already have that with what's her nuts Angel, and nobody plays it.
Yeah, that's a good
Like
point.
it's a cool card, but I don't think it's necessarily for us because really activated abilities aren't what we're doing a
Yeah.
whole lot. Like my Zerta deck is doing that for sure, but we have a lot of attack triggers, we have a lot of ETB triggers. That's kind of what Commander's doing a lot of.
Yeah.
And so if it's not do we know, can you pull that one up? Is it stopping mana abilities? Because that's the game changer. When you're stopping mana abilities, you can that's doing something.
No. Planeswalkers, it's artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers.
Oh, I'd have to look at a ruling for that. So Linvala, let's go to Linvala.
Linvala.
Yeah, that one, full white one. So activated abilities of creatures your opponents control can't be activated. So that one stops mana abilities. And that dragon might stop mana abilities.
What? Oh, you mean like if your creature taps for mana is what you're saying?
Yeah, a
Okay.
lot of these types of things don't affect mana abilities.
Oh yeah, except it says yeah.
Yeah, and so generally it'll say doesn't affect mana ability. Da. And so
Artifact
that
is-
dragon
yeah.
might stop mana abilities of artifacts and
Yeah.
creatures and stuff like that. So that's
But
that's
the
probably worth
difference,
it, especially just
Linvala-
as a hate piece.
Linvala is only on opponents, whereas the dragon is on yourself as well.
That's a good point too.
So that's-
So I mean, it stops the treasures, it stops the clues, it stops your planeswalker. It's planeswalker hate, which is cool.
Mhm.
Like it might be wide enough to be playable. I like that.
there's two more. One was Voracious, the one that you talked about last week, Bibliophile, the one where if you it's a dragon.
Bibliophile.
Yeah. If you target one or more creatures, you draw that many cards with spells. And then the last one I wanted to check, and I don't know why I just wrote Mobilize. I want to see what it is. I had Avenger of the Fallen. Which one is that? I put little notes to myself to. Oh, okay. So Death Touch, Mobilize X, where X is the number of creature. Oh, that's why. This is like, man, this in a graveyard synergy deck, filling your deck up or your graveyard up with creatures, being able to throw them in there and all that. Like, this could be really crazy because you just attack with it. And then for how many creatures you have in your graveyard, you get that many X1/1 red creatures attacking and obviously sacrificing. But that could be insane with this guy going. So I had that kind of on the...
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I like that as well. There's like one from Innistrad that's kind of similar to that, where it's like, but it's 5 mana, and whenever you attack to create 2/2 wolves for each creature that's in your graveyard, and those stick around. But 3 and 5 is very different as well. I don't remember what it's like, Cage Breakers or something. But do we want to bring up Voice of Victory as well, since we both kind of thought about it?
Let's see. Voice.
So that's 1 and a white for a 1/3 human bard. What's a bard? So stupid. But it has Mobilize 2, which is really good in the limited. I pulled this in my pre-release as well. So 2 mana, 1/3 with Mobilize 2, but your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. So it's very much that damn it. What's that white card that doesn't allow
Grand Abolisher.
Yeah, Grand Abolisher. This is Grand Abolisher.
Yeah, for 2.
Easier to cast, more aggressive, better blocker.
Yep.
Like,
I think
this is just a really
it's really
damn good card.
Oh, and it's at $14 at this moment. Yeah, I mean it's really good. Yeah, I mean there's we do our top 10 and then we're like, hey, here's 10 more.
Here's 5 more.
No, I dig it.
This is
No,
a cool set.
I think it is. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in it. And if you like Mox Jasper and Draco Genesis, that's also in there as well. Lowry's favorite card.
If you like dragons, go for it.
Yeah.
There's a ton in here. Buy a box, get your precons. I'm still tempted on getting the precons, especially since both of our Fate 5s, we're just chock full of the
Right.
precon still, even though we generally try and avoid it.
Yeah.
So I'm back to being tempted to get those.
Yeah. No, I mean we don't normally jump in on the standard set, but this is the first one in a while that I'm like, it'd be really nice.
Yeah,
to
there's
get.
definitely some hype there.
If there wasn't so many damn secret layers with Deadpool and all that shit coming out, and then we have another secret layer that's
Yeah.
supposedly dropping this week. Depends on how that all goes down. Stay tuned for that. We may do a quick video on that. But we'll see. We haven't even talked about that. That's on-air production or off-air production stuff. Let's get this wrapped up because we had that error and everything kind of fell apart. People watching, if you're watching right now, good for you, but this is going to go away for a little bit so I can splice these together. For people listening, you probably don't even know that anything happened. But yeah, we're still getting the hiccups of the new stuff getting figured out here. So thank you guys for sticking with us. All right, gang, that should do it for this week. We will catch you guys next week.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
I
Well, they got real deep.
boobs. I'm talking tatas.
Real
I
vibrant.
love boobs. Some bunkers for honkers. I love boobs. Thanks for the memories. I love boobs.
Hey gang, the best way to support the CommanderSmiths is make sure you slap that like button. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to our channel. Also, check out our online store, CommanderSmiths.com, where we have metal tokens, mugs, t-shirts, playmats, and more.